Hi folks, my name is Shanti Kumar V. You can Google my name, you'll get my details from internet. And here today's video, I'm trying to make it outlining on data pipeline service of AWS, how it works and how the data is going to be pulled, such kind of thing. It is going to be a very short video. First, let us understand what are the interfaces and components it has. Then from there we'll go into this one. If we take AWS data pipeline, it takes different data pieces from different sources, and that task is going to be scheduled through data pipeline, and it executes through EC2 virtual machines, or it can execute from RDS databases also. Then later on it will pull those files into processed files into S3. Then later on, for data analysis purpose, it can push to EMR or Redshift or whatever you feel like in your projects. So this is the high level picture for data pipeline, but the source from where it is coming, if you see, recently AWS has come up with a AWS data flow poster. In that poster, if you see, there are so many components connected it for up to data lake and machine learning components and business analytics. This particular poster, they are making it for analytics tools process. Basically, it involves many processes and many technical components. But in reality, if you see, from where we get the data, there are different sources. One is structured data. The structured data can be from the downstream applications like CRM, enterprise resource application, line of business applications. You might have a payroll or HR application, any kind of employee related applications also. So there what happens, the design happened through the relational databases, and from there you are doing a ETL process. So ETL process, what it contains, basically, if you see, I have pulled one diagram also for your clarity. It has got extraction, transformation, loading. So extraction happens from the source data and databases. These databases are related to particular applications like CRM, ERP, maybe many other applications also. Then what happens? It extracts and it puts into the staging. Then later on it will apply particular data filtration by using the transformation formulas. Then later on it cleans up the data. It fine tune that for the requirement. Then later on it loads into the enterprise data warehouse data marts. In data warehouse, it starts with the data marts, the processor. So from here, the business intelligence tools or analytics tools will pick up, and it helps users to create the dashboards through BI software. So here what happens, this particular process is going to be, it is going to create some kind of files. Those files are going to be pushed into data marts. Here data pipeline is used to schedule all these kind of things. Indirectly I can say it works for scheduler also. It can extract, it can run the extract programs, it can run the transform programs, it can load all that kind of things. Now let us go back to the poster. In this poster, if you see, sources are structured data. Somebody might be pulling the data into the staging area using the pipelining services, and there can be batch load. Yes, obviously sequence of activities are connected through ETL process, as it is a kind of batch load only. Then once it is ready, it will go for the upstream systems like AWS has got data lake service. Then there it shows like S3 is the storage area. They can store the files or database for some other process purpose. The process can be further, it can go to business intelligence softwares, or it can go for machine learning with different services or with different technology components. Now if you see here, the pipelining, the data pipeline can pull the data from structured databases, semi-structured databases, unstructured databases. I don't want to explain much on these data types because that is a separate topic again. So here what happens when they pull into this, it will have streaming data and also batch loads also, and real-time analytics can be used here to perform the activities on against to the data. Now let us come back to this. If you see here, these particular tasks are scheduled through ETL process. Then once the output files are ready, they can push into S3. From S3, either it can take through EMR, Elastic MapReduce, for big data analysis purposes, or it can go to Redshift later on also. That kind of things are organized. If you see in high level picture, they are taking a Cassandra database in this picture, and they are processing it through data pipeline, and the data files are stored into the Amazon S3. Then from there EMR is going to pull it. EMR has got different processes. Through that process again it is going to create another staging file for Amazon Redshift. So this way data pipeline has got different stages of the activities. These all activities are pipelined using the data pipeline services. Now if you see here, this particular S3 is taken into different segments in this picture. Once it is pulling from the basic database Cassandra, then there are two steps. EMR process is happening it. Then later on S3 is going to be used for storing transit files for Redshift purpose. So the entire process is given here through data pipeline. Now if you see this particular flow, you can take from semi-structured data either from social media or mobile technology related applications, and POS terminals, also point of sale terminals, and there can be sensors identifies lot of actions and it sends the data signals, data also. Let us say weather forecasting, it is a sensor. Again if you take traffic related signals can be given it. So how is the traffic, how many vehicles are going, what is the density on the road, traffic density, such kind of data is pushed from that signals into the database. Yes, all these kind of things can be pushed from the semi-structured data. Let us take social media itself. We all are very aware, and it is our daily activity using the social media like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you take a LinkedIn data, you want to have connections. Direct connections are there, indirect connections are there. Indirect connections, second connection, third connection, like that, all are there. Using a graph database, either you take Neo4j or Oracle database, from there you can pull the data by using different programs, all the connected data, and it can be pipelined for future machine learning purpose. Machine learning, before machine learning, it is going to store in the data lakes. Using the S3 process, it is storage is happening it, and after that machine learning will process it for different models. So I don't want to talk on machine learning at this point. I'm going to make series of videos on different topics later on in future. You can see them. And when it comes to the unstructured data, yes, phone calls, videos, emails, images also can be pushed to databases. So this kind of data also, it can be pipelined it through data pipeline, and it can use for different things like using the data lakes as machine learning or business intelligence tools can use it. So this way data pipelining has got a set of activities. Those set of activities can be pipelined it one after another like that in a sequential order till it goes to the database, particular database, either Redshift or EMR tools or something. Then that activity is completed. If you see here really, yes, it shows this particular chart the same way. And if you see that overall activities, yes, final target is for data pipeline, it stores into the S3. From S3, how they are going to use that data, it is left to that particular project. decision, right? That's all I would like to give it. And another thing, yes, I also rebuild the IT career for AWS DevOps services, and as per your client or customer needs or your role needs, then if you want to for future career purpose to get coaching. I am not a trainer, I am a coacher and mentor. I have been doing these kind of activities in my past projects also. When I was in the project management role, delivery management role in different companies, I used to build my project teams from scratch onwards up to the customer requirements. Even I used to take 20 to 30% of the freshers in my projects and mold them for the customer requirements. The same spirit I have to coach the people independently, build you as latest IT career related technologies, and you will be competent enough to build to compete in the market. So that way you can rebuild your IT career through me without pink slips in this competent IT world through experienced coaches or mentors, and make IT employers to run behind you. Behind you, how you are going to make it? If you are a competent resource, obviously every employer will look for that kind of resource in the market. So you can refer to my Facebook pages. I have a build cloud solution architects. It is related only for cloud related things. I've been putting a lot of videos there and posts also. And there is a microservices on Docker related to DevOps process also. And I also maintain my own groups, cloud practices group only for working professionals globally, and DevOps practices group also. And I don't support proxies and job support. Then another thing is to understand data pipeline, one should have this kind of knowledge. Should be an ETL data warehouse professional and work for downstream ETL process and made marts cubes for BI tools. Such kind of background people only can understand this process. If you see entire data lake up to data lake, yes, it is all related with the data extraction, loading, transformation kind of thing. Then in machine learning, yes, obviously the concepts you should know, how the inferences are built, it how the combinations are analyzed it using data science technology. Then same way you should be aware of business intelligence tools, like it can be Cognos or it can be some other tools from different vendors of BI. Then I also have a blog site. I have a YouTube video channel. Yes, you can look for my videos also. Anyhow, thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate coming to this video.